Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Hello. My name is Gillespie. Welcome to my humble abode.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
There you go.
How are you? See ya. How are you? See ya. Hi.
How are you?
Hey.
All right, y'all, let's start moving inside.
Hey, everybody. Get my arms all over there. All right.
Down to one.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome, everyone.
Nicole and Alex, they live here.
Can you start with a quick background room and just introduce yourself by saying your name?
Can you say hello, Morgan? Shake hands. There you go. Good job. All right. What's that?
We know the housing crisis impacts most people in Kansas City.
The housing crisis impacts most people in Kansas City. How has the housing crisis impacted your life or the lives of people close to you?
Oh, man. It was every day. Every day.
That's a really great question. I'd say that the housing crisis in Kansas City has impacted me in a couple of ways. Number one, I have seen my clients over the last 20 years struggle not just to find housing that they can afford, but find housing that they can stay in that's safe, and that is near work and school.
So when I was born, I don't remember when I was born, but we stayed off of 52nd and Bell Fountain in a real raggedy spot. But we had a lot of family in there because my grandfather came back to town for a minute, so he was there, other family members were. These are just stories I've heard from my mother, but the landlords were not necessarily friendly people. And I remember when I was young getting to know about the landlord and the landlady and seeing them as these kind of evil folks. But anyway, then we moved a lot. We were homeless different times, staying in motels, nursing homes, other people's houses. And that was kind of that. And that basically continued through the time I graduated from high school. College and law school, I was fine, right? I came back to Kansas City. I've lived in the same building since I got back, 19th and Paseo, which is mixed income. But the interesting thing is, so it's a building, a bunch of one-bedroom apartments. I see a whole bunch of people that have 3 or 4 kids in there, that sort of thing. And the saddest part, of course, is that you see people moving all the time, too. You know, and people always ask me, like, well, do they move at the end of the semester school? I'm like, no, people are just leaving whenever. And of course, I've seen the posting on different doors of, you know, the eviction notices, all that sort of stuff. You know, I guess you see, the interesting thing about all these chats is, y'all make my mama so mad because she does not like me sharing all her stuff. But, you know, we were evicted lots of times. I mean, and it's demoralizing.
I don't know if you know my background, but I've spent the last 16 years as the head of the Pro Bono Legal Services Department at my law firm. So I oversee all of the free legal work that we do. And most of my time I spend down at 25th and Cherry over at Family Court. And my clients are primarily kids that are in the juvenile justice system and parents whose kids have been picked up and put in foster care, kids who are in foster care, and then grandparents, aunts, uncles, neighbors who are taking care of kids that are in foster care. And the biggest impact that I have seen for my clients is, bottom line, I can usually find sometimes a place for a family to live just through good old-fashioned social work, but it's never near a school where the kids are, it's never near a job where a parent's working, it's never near a transportation line, and so we're not able to get all those things working, and then I can't keep my families together. So that's the biggest issue that I've seen in Kansas City.
And how does it still affect me? Other than talking to and being around the people that I see today, it still affects my family. So my sister's got 6 kids. She's now divorced. Husband doesn't really take care of anything. So, I mean, she's always trying to find different homes and spots, particularly for her older kids. When the older kids started getting in fights with the stepfather and all of that, I mean, life continues despite whatever. And then my other sister lives out in East KC off Blue Ridge. And she's able to have a house that's very humble, but trying to fix it up, doesn't have money to fix it up. And so, you know, that's how we're seeing it now. And I know that, and then I forget my aforementioned mother, who stays in Parade Park. The problem is they're not really keeping it up at all. So, I mean, she's had like a broken toilet for probably 3 or 4 months. Makes me sound like a bad son, because like, why don't you fix it? But, you know, we keep trying to talk to the management. They're like, oh, it's not our fault. So I went in there the other day, I'm like, well, it's the seat off and all of that. And that's just how it is. You got stuff crumbling, you've got other units that are coming run down, so that's how we know.